Hello, everybody. I am giving up my normal time today to something more important. Usually we're on midday, midweek, Wednesdays at noon live. Um, but today there's something else happening live at noon that I'd like everybody to pay attention to, which is that presidential candidate, Republican nominee Donald Trump is going to appear at the convention of the National Association of Black Journalists. Now, this has caused a firestorm of conversation within and outside of the Black journalistic community. They're having their convention in Chicago starting today through Sunday. And apparently and always since 1976, they have invited presidential candidates from both parties to appear with the Black journalists to be questioned by the journalists, really focused on issues of interest to Black Americans, because you don't always get that in their regular interviews or when they're on the stump. So they've done it for a long time. Something about Donald Trump that has caused people to go just lose their minds and say, how could you invite him? He's against Black people. He's against Black journalists, and Black journalists who have been assigned to the White House can certainly attest to their experience when he was president. That's part of their reporting, part of what they're saying. But a co-chair of the convention has now resigned. People are said the chair of the LGBTQ committee on the convention is saying they weren't in these talks at all about decisions whether or not to invite Trump. People are upset. The political correspondent for the Griot April Snow, I hope I have her name right, is basically blasting NABJ for even having Donald Trump and for not having Kamala Harris. And we'll get to that in a minute. Roland Martin just sprayed like fire over the whole decision, the whole convention, the whole organization. I think that some of the information from my sources, some of the information is incorrect. To say that NABJ was not willing to accommodate Kamala Harris's request for a virtual option, because she, of course, just became the presumed Democratic candidate and has a very tight schedule for the next 100 days to try to squeeze, what most people do in a year and a half or two of campaigning. It wasn't that they said, she can't come. She just can't come when you want her to come. So it doesn't have to be during the convention, not in this day and age, it's because you have thousands of people gathered in one place. You can have even more people gathered in a virtual place. My sources, within NABJ say that there was never said we won't do it virtually. There was said we would prefer in person. So the idea that Kamala Harris was not accommodated, which has been the big pushback, if you look at Twitter, people are just they're going crazy. The Tribe, a Black-oriented virtual publication, is supposed to be protesting it today. The fact that they're having Donald Trump, which starts at noon, and I don't want you to miss it. So I'm going to put a QR code up when I leave this screen. In fact, we should put it up now. We'll put it up again if you're not ready. You can actually just click on that so that you can get to. Let's do it at the end. Let's do the QR code at the end. I'm talking to Cindy, my producer, so that you can go right to their YouTube or page and watch the Republican candidate be interviewed by 3 Black journalists. Harris Faulkner from Fox. And my sources say that originally Mr. Trump wanted somebody else from Fox, but this was the compromise. Rachel Scott from ABC News, and Kadia Goba from Semaphore, which is an online global but African nation-focused publication. And the cool thing is there's going to be live fact checking. So let's see how that goes. I'm in terms of where I stand on should they or should they not have invited Donald Trump to speak to the Black journalists. I'm with them. I think that you want to hear. I like sunshine as the best the best thing to make things clean, right? So let's see. Antiseptic is what I wanted to say. We don't need anesthesia, we need antiseptic. So I do like the idea of him being interviewed by 3 Black journalists talking about things that matter to Black people, and especially being fact checked. Now, yeah, he's smooth. He's, hosted The Apprentice and all that stuff. I'm not worried that he's going to be so glib that he's going to, pull the wool over anyone's eyes. I think that we need to hear more. And to actually hear more in a format that really has the possibility to hold him to the truth, and that has been he's been very slippery. Kamala Harris, meanwhile, this is my last little scoop for you, will be addressing the Black journalists. She will be sitting down for a fireside chat in September, and there is an updated statement on it in NABJ's organizational page, which is nabjonline.org. But that's going to happen. They're saying maybe that they're working on it. It's going to happen. And this was not a matter of them disrespecting Vice President Harris and kowtowing to Donald Trump. So the QR code is coming up. This promises to give us a lot to talk about. So I want you to switch over. I'm getting ready to switch over to NABJ's conversation with Donald Trump. So I hope you will too. Stay informed. Keeps you ahead of everything. I'm Robin Robinson, and I'll talk to you soon.